Yo, what's happening, guys? It's your boy Uncle B with another episode of Uncle B's podcast. Do you guys remember when I posted this on TikTok? I think I posted it on YouTube too. Somebody commented, "Haibo, LOL, her mother should be arrested. Should be dead, not her." Because I initially had posted this. And people were like, no, the mother. Well.
Home Affairs Department has detained model Chidima Adetshina's mother in Cape Town. Adetshina entered the Miss South Africa pageant but later withdrew. She also won Miss Universe Nigeria last year. Investigators from the Department of Home Affairs, assisted by the South African police, detained her mother, Annabella Rungo, at a property in Cape Town. According to the statement, the department withdrew Rungo's South African documentation in September last year after finding that it had been fraudulently obtained, rendering her ineligible to continue residing in the country. The department says it appears that Rungo has defied her undesirable status through her Mozambican passport. During the operation, investigators from the Counter-Corruption and Immigration Services also found Adetshina's underage child residing with Rungo.
Let me just pause there for a second so you guys understand what's happening here. Because when I talk, people are saying, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. She came to the country. Nothing happened to her." Masipa. I told you, patience. See, those of us that talk with evidence and facts, the only reason you guys are getting this Chidima video this late is because, unlike other people who rushed into it, Chidi's mom's arrested and literally said absolutely nothing. I've watched a lot of content creators talking about this. A lot of them are saying nothing. They're just doing it for clicks because the Chidima story clearly does well. But since Uncle P talks sense and brings receipts, let's listen to this sense. Underage child. So, for all of you who thinks Chidima is holier than thou, baby girl left her underage child all this time during this saga with her Mozambican mother. Now, for those of you who don't understand, she's not been arrested for fraudulently acquiring her identity. Please guys, it's very important that we listen to English because these people are taking us for the shit. They're taking us for the ride. She's been arrested for defying the conditions when her initial ID was cancelled. Meaning that she used her Mozambican passport to go out and in, which is what everybody's doing. I mean, Aneti Lomuntu is doing it also, going in and out of the country and getting their passport stamped. So she defied the rules, guys. Nobody wants to live in Mozambique, nobody wants to live in Zimbabwe, nobody wants to live in Nigeria. If Nigeria was a walking distance, wait, there was a guy that mentioned that you can walk for 4 days. If Nigeria was a walking distance, I guarantee you the Nigerians would have flooded this country. I guarantee you the Nigerians would have been in this country in numbers. So they cancelled Chidima. This is where now the Home Affairs exposes themselves, and that's why I tell people to listen. They cancelled Chidima's Chidima's mother's ID. They never mentioned anything about the father. That means that legally, technically, she can still come back into the country using another identity, or rather yet her home identity, which is a passport. But according to the Home Affairs, that's defying the Constitution, or rather yet whatever condition she was given. Let's listen further.
Rungo will be handed over to the South African Police Service as she is also the subject of an ongoing investigation by the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation.
So Chidima's investigation is still ongoing. Now guys, I have to admit and I have to confess, after further research, I do not believe this video that Chidima was in South Africa. I think this might have been an old video that somebody just decided to release it now. And they might have taken the video during the time where she was still here in SA. Now, the reason why we all ran to this video and made all this content is because the hair matches and the skin tone is really rusty, the way we saw her when she was in Nigeria. But in reality, I don't think she was in the country. Guys, it is too risky. Nigerians, everybody went here. Chidima showed them. She showed up. Guys, the investigation is ongoing. One thing you need to understand about the law. If you prematurely arrest a person before you have all your evidence, your case may be thrown out of court. Chidima having a diplomatic passport does not mean anything. Reason why it means nothing is because that her case was there prior to her acquiring this fraudulent diplomatic passport. Because there's no way you give a diplomatic passport. For what reason? For what reason? What diplomatic work was Chidima doing in South Africa? Unless she was a spy. Nigerians, do you want to tell us something that we don't know? I want to read a statement from the Home Affairs. It says, Home Affairs detains Ms. Chidima Adetshina's mother in Cape Town. You know what I hate about this? They don't say her name. They almost like using this girl's name to make everything trend. This is becoming a joke. I want you guys to stay focused. The only reason they are doing anything is because we keep making noise about this. People keep saying, leave this girl alone. Leave her alone. Somebody on TikTok even said, please don't alive her. So now we are unalivers. You see the problem with Nigerians, they have no respect for this country. They have no respect for the people of this country. They have no respect for the law of this country. So they go around making up stories that when you are talking about other things, they are busy talking about unaliving. As if that's what we do here. Just because one or two people got unalived, which doesn't happen in any other country in the world. Get out of here. Anyways, as I was saying, investigations from the Department of Home Affairs, assisted by South African Police Service, this morning detained Ms. Annabella Rungo. So why not say Home Affairs detains Ms. Annabella Rungo? You can't say that because nobody knows who that is, which is what we were supposed to know from day one. Chidima's mother's name, Annabella Rungo. My problem with this, if this lady was married to Chidima's father, why is her surname not changed? Why is her surname not the same as Chidima's? Questions, guys. There's a lot of questions here. Why is her surname different from Chidima's surname? Okay. Rongo, South African documentation. Annabella Rongo, the mother of Ms. Chidima Adetshina at the property in Cape Town. The department withdrew Ms. Rongo's South African documentation in September 2024 after finding that it had been fraudulently obtained, rendering her ineligible to continue residing in South Africa. In an apparent act of brazen disregard for the legal consequences of the conduct, it appears that Ms. Rongo has defied her undesirable status through her Mozambican passport. Investigations are going on into further potential misrepresentation and fraudulent conduct. So guys, it's simple. See, basically, so the Home Affairs has just exposed themselves that they chased these people out of the country. Chidima and whoever was involved in this situation, they were all chased out of the country. They never had any intention to arrest any of them. They've just exposed. Let's not applaud the Home Affairs, the Hawks, or the police. They never had any intentions to arrest them. Because of that, she was able to go back home, acquire a passport, and come back. So because she's an undesirable person, the chances are she was red stamped, so she was not able to come back into the country. But she broke that rule and she ended up coming back. You see how they took us for a fool? They took us for a ride. They were never investigating this shit. They let these people go. And then these people decided, we'll show you. Let me show you my talent. Came back into the country. A talent that many people possess coming into SA without any documentation. Taking us for a ride. Acting like you did something. Now they expose, guys, yes, the mother's been arrested, but look deep into this hole. They have exposed that they are doing nothing. They have done nothing. They had no intentions of doing anything until another mumu within the... You see, once a criminal, always a criminal. Once Chidima become Miss Angola, Was Chidima attempt to become Miss Zimbabwe, or does she only target countries with money and beautiful land and beautiful opportunities? Miss Mauritius, Miss hey, this girl, watch her. She'll be 21 very soon again. A whole mother left the child for all this month gallivanting, enjoying the world, making podcasts. In an apparent act of brazen disregard of the during the operation this morning, investigators from the Counter-Corruption and Immigration Services branches of the department also found Adetshina's underaged child residing with Rongo. After being processed by Home Affairs over her apparent illegal continued residence in South Africa, Ms. Rongo will be handed over to the SAPS, as she is also the subject of an ongoing investigation by the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation. Home Affairs is further liaising with the Department of Social Development and SAPS Child Protection Unit as it relates to protecting the interest of the underage child. Now, if I remember correctly and if I know correctly, the law of South Africa, because they arrested her with the child, it was only the two of them. That child is going to go to, what's that child service? They're going to give her basically to a home temporarily, unless Chidima comes and claims the child. Listen to me. That child will not be given to any of Chidima's family members, like they normally do if it's a South African child. Because of the case and because of the nature of the case that these individuals have all acquired their documentations fraudulently, the high risk of giving that child to somebody within Chidima's family may result to them giving that child back to somebody who's also fraudulent in the country. So the only person that can come and claim that child and take that child from the Child Protective Services is Chidima herself or the husband. You know, you guys just listen, guys. You guys haven't made my Sunday. The statement continues and says, Home Affairs is further, the department will provide further update and opportune moments. Update at opportune moments. No interviews will be taken on this matter at this stage. Of course, no interviews will be taken. No interviews will be taken because the chances are people like me will show up there and ask the real questions and they will not be able to answer it. Why is Chidima not in jail? Why is she not in this overall? And did the mother ever leave? And if she did ever leave and come back, how did they know that she was back? Who informed on her? And let's assume that I am wrong, that this video is not old and it actually is new and Chidima was really in Cape Town. Why didn't they go after her? Guys, listen, the reality is this. Chidima should have never been allowed to go back to Nigeria. Chidima should have been arrested instantly when that incident happened. Instantly. That's the law. It was never about Chidima acquiring her identity fraudulently. It's the fact that she was old enough, she had a child, and the age discrepancy and everything was a discrepancy. Keep in mind, Chidima made this interview
for South Africa, where I made it through to top 16. And when I made it through to top 16, it became a huge spark where people were like, how is a Chidima South African? You know? So then people were not happy, or should I say South Africans were not happy, and felt like I wasn't a good representative for South Africa, and I was stealing a South African's spot, which I felt that was really unfair because I am also South African. And closer to the finale, unfortunately, certain things had happened before, and a statement came out as well, which is the reason why I had to withdraw from the competition.
So for clarity, how are you a South African?
I was born in South Africa.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, to Nigerian parents?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, so that was just basically what happened. And
So, if Chidima is admitting that her mother is Nigerian, so is her father, who's that woman? A scapegoat? Guys, guys, the reality is they can bring any random person, claim it's Chidima's mother, and take us for a ride, put her in jail, and let her go. How will we know that she's really in jail? How will we know that that woman is really who they are claiming she is? Look, this is the reality about the Chidima story. Chidima should have never gone to Mexico. Chidima should have never gone to Nigeria. She was under investigation, so she should have stayed in South Africa until the investigations were over. The South African Home Affairs, the South African whoever was involved, disrespected the nation, disrespected the law of this country, and disrespected everybody that was affected by this. And all this drama now, guys, stop distracting us. I keep telling you guys, the Chidima story is a distraction. They came with nothing. They didn't arrest Chidima. They arrested a Mozambican woman. They arrested a Mozambican woman. This is how I want you guys to take this. They arrested a Mozambican woman. Let's stop talking nonsense. And give us an update on where that child is gone. Who your guys handed over that child to. Because it can only be Chidima or the husband. Anyways, guys, I'm your boy Uncle Pete. Please enjoy your Sunday, and I shall see you guys on the next one. Cheers.